Tracy, you have a different take on running. It's all about biomechanics and movement analysis. Can you explain a little bit more?
Oh, sure. What I'm looking for with runners is trying to be as efficient as possible. And I learned from a very brilliant guy down in Florida named Nicholas Romanoff, who developed what's called the pose method of running. And in the pose method of running, it's looking at running in the most efficient pattern necessary.
The pose method.
The pose method, yes. Okay. And that's really just looking at running in a specific posture or pose when you're in the stance phase of running, and then allowing the body to get to that posture again and again and again, and that's the most efficient way to move.
So Tracy, explain the poses.
Well, the pose in running is really one pose, and that's when you're in the stance phase. And it looks like a figure four, so if you're looking at me sideways, it would be getting your body to this position, because every runner, you have to have one foot crossing the other. So in that crossing momentum, you want to have your foot here to allow for your body to free fall very easily.
Okay. So we're going to do a running demo.
We're going to do a running demo.
All right.
Let's do it.
Where am I going?
Okay, you want to start at this line.
Okay.
You're going to run to that short yellow line up there. I'm going to videotape, and then we'll take a look at it.
Ready?
I'm ready. Okay, good, perfect.
I bet it wasn't.
You did what you wanted to do perfectly. I'll put it that way. So Tanya, when I'm looking at you running, what we see first is that you're landing with a little bit of a heel strike. So
Okay.
that's kind of decelerating your body a little bit and creating more impact up the front of the body. And then when your foot is flat, it's another double impact. So you're getting that boom, boom that's going into your body. The pose or the four position is occurring kind of there. But what I would work on is getting your foot to come more up. So you'd be more in that four position, and that would allow the body then to fall a little bit easier.
So when we do that double strike, Tracy, that's why a lot of times it hurts when you're running.
Yes, it hurts because you're decelerating into your body, and that's where the pain is coming from. Would you like to work on it?
Sure.
Okay, good. Great. Let's go.
All right. So what are we going to do to work on it?
Okay, so I want you to stand here. Right there, we're circling each other. Okay. And then what we're going to work on is just getting the idea that when your foot comes up, it comes up underneath your body.
Oh, my four.
Yes,
Okay, so my
when you
four
were
was low.
Low. So when you were running, your four was a little bit behind you.
Right.
So we're going to work on keeping it a little bit underneath you.
Okay.
So the
Okay,
most
so there's
simple
my four.
drill to do is one where you're just standing still.
Okay.
And you pick up your foot and let it come back down. So that's just practicing that pattern of picking up and letting it drop, picking it up, letting it drop. You're going to think like you're squeezing a lemon behind your kneecap.
Okay.
Without trying to lift your thigh up. So your thigh is going to stay low, your foot's going to come up high. When you touch the ground, you're just going to bend your leg up like that.
Tracy, you're making me fall.
You can hold me if you need to. All right, so that's, and also we're looking at your
squeeze.
balance and squeeze the lemon behind your kneecap. Yep. So then taking
right?
that, yes, that's
Okay.
right. So taking that idea, then you're going to run in place. So you can face that way.
Okay.
So try to stay in those fours and then run in place for me.
Just run in place.
Yep.
Arms.
Arms can move as balance, and
Okay.
the foot comes up. Maybe come up a little bit higher with the foot. Good. And then keeping that position, then move forward slowly while you're doing that.
Small steps.
Yes.
Okay.
And the ground is telling you to pick up your foot, so when you feel the ground, yes, that's better. And we'll stop right here. So that's the pattern that you have to
a
be.
lot easier on my knees and on my hips even, all the way up my body.
Yes, because you're staying more in line. You're decreasing the amount of impact and deceleration that's going into the body, the forces that you're absorbing, and allowing yourself to be a little bit more buoyant and springy in the run.
You talk a lot about gravity.
Yes.
So we propel against gravity? No, with gravity.
With gravity. So gravity is working in two ways, right? It's grounding you perpendicularly, but it's also when your body begins to fall forward, it's actually pulling you that way. That's called gravitational torque. So that's where it's,
thank you.
Sure. So that's where everything is happening. So we get our support from gravity, and then we fall with the help of gravity. So we're never working against it, but that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at people's videos or trying to assess their running technique, is whether they are working against gravity as opposed to working with gravity.
So Tracy, briefly, footwear, what do you recommend?
Footwear is always a little bit tricky because it kind of depends on whatever pre-existing condition that your body comes in or how you're running as far as technique is concerned. Personally, I like a more neutral shoe, more minimal shoe, in that you really improve your technique to make yourself run better. But that's kind of a, double-edged sword a little bit. It's an individualized situation. I would say always get a gait analysis first before deciding on what shoe wear would be the best for you.
Awesome, Tracy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.